separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. All mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. An infinite array of worlds, each with 4 continents and the wealth of infinite oceans of realms. If I bring them all to mind and offer them without exception, please hold with compassion all the beings they contain. My body, enjoyments, and whatever I own, my aggregates, elements, and sense sources, my aspirations now and in times to come, as well as everything I grasp as mine. By offering them all, may I be blessed with the end of self-grasping, completely liberated from the bounds of real and unreal, transcending the names and attributes of arising, cessation, and abiding, coming and going, affirmation and denial. The supreme mandala is the natural state. By offering it, may I be blessed to attain the state of Buddhahood. Om Guru Dewa Dakini Ratna Mandala Paticha Soha. Namo to the Guru, the utter purity of all appearance and existence. I offer all appearance and existence arisen as the primordial ground. I supplicate you, may the 3 realms be completely liberated. Please grant blessings to empty samsara from its depths. Lord, with 5 omniscient wisdoms, crown, ornament, kind one with loving nature, precious protector of beings, heart of all Buddhas, inexpressible by words or thought, I supplicate you from the core of my mind. Bless me from within the state of Dharmata. Bless me to realize this mind primordially pure and unborn as the unfathomable Dharmakaya. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the greater and lesser vehicles and the teachings common to both according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Tam khe tu ge xiao de lai shen chuang xian jie ma dao du jie bong yuan wei zai zhen tong bo da bo ji wei ge xiao zui jia wei xiao la qiao an zai lao du jian qiao pe lu na ro dang man me tao bo pa zhen ji gen ma wa ma la chu ji gan bo ba po mo chu ha jia wan zhi gong ba ge ji ma nong la zu ban de ya zhen jie bo sen chong na ma ne chang jiu sen jie de zhen men nong ne an zhuo wa gu na tian ban ba de a de xia la zu ban de ya da jian ne chang jiu ma to ba ji ba ren jian sen jian jian lian tu xiong de chang jiu sen jiu zhong ma长久甚至先东西不是说结果工作用到了嘛，这边学习别了，农村呢，啥当南京用点差不多，都是强调官方要做说，哦，真的长嘛他怎么这些来学。
So Tashi Delay, hello everybody.
Thầy gửi lời chào các tường đến tất cả.
Thế này, thằng nào đang做他的几个总共交线，交在情况下解就给听懂需要的话，这里我听的唐伯听几个总共给录音弄的什么的，写过去的，但忙起这单签过这里，我当几个就问几个总共听你，这当广播录着可以做完吧。我当时都就点球忙不这个东西的，我是顺便的这里是。
So today, the topic or the text that we'll be teaching from is the Co-Emergent Mahamudra by Lord Jigten Sumgon. And so first, to talk a little bit about the history or background of Lord Jigten Sumgon, which many of you are already familiar with, but it is said that Lord Jigten Sumgon was an emanation of Nagarjuna, and his coming was foretold in many sutras and tantras.
Tiên tri trong nhiều các giáo lý và mật điển.
Trung亚的 calm 中，然后 calm etc. calm 高啊 etc. 中的，我真中呢，真的中亚的最初才开始是呢，集中集家，结果今天集中集家写小松呢，中的是，
Jigten Sumgon. And so his birthplace, the region of Tibet in which he was born, was Kham, and specifically Gawa. And the date that he was born is believed to be 1143.
Ngày tháng 11, ngày thứ 43 của chu kỳ.
And so it has been, 880 years approximately since his birth
to the present day. Tới bây giờ thì đã là 880 năm rồi.
And so from a very young age, he was said to display signs of kind of very developed qualities of love and compassion. So he was already from a very, very early on different from others in this way. And he, from an early age, he started receiving pith instructions, dharma instruction, and was putting it into practice.
Giáo lý tâm yếu từ chư vị đại sư và đưa các giáo lý vào tập
tu. And so when he was about 25 years old or so, he heard the name of Pagmodrupa. And just hearing Pagmodrupa's name, he became filled with a very deep and special feeling of faith and devotion. And so at that moment, he decided to travel to central Tibet.
Và sau khi đã cảm nhận như vậy thì quyết định là phải đi đến vùng Trung Tạng để gặp đạo sư Pagmodrupa.
And so the journey was very long. It was a very long journey, and at night he would see the moon, and all he would think of, was this would sort of continue, urge him on, thinking, when will I be able to see the face of my precious guru? And he was, kind of worried that maybe he wouldn't get to meet him. But it took many days. It was a very long journey by foot. And when he arrived at the place, at the seat of Pagmodrupa, it was at night. And along the way, he would hear the sound of different birds, the calls of different birds. And he would think, this is an emanation of my guru. This is everything that he came across in his journey, he saw as an emanation of the guru, and this caused him to give rise to a deeper feeling of devotion.
Nên chỉ nghe tiếng chim thôi mà tổ cũng đạt tới một cái tâm chí thành quy ngưỡng rất là sâu sắc.
Jigten Sumgon Rinchen And so when he finally arrived
Và
and
khi
met
mà
with
tổ Jigten Sumgon
Padma
cuối cùng cũng đến
then
được
at that
để
time,
diện kiến đạo
Padma
sư
declared that now
Mahasidha
all of
của mình, thì
my
khi mà tổ vừa
disciples
tới,
have
đạo
arrived.
sư
Now the
Mahasidha nói rằng
assembly is complete.
bây giờ
And it was at that
đội
time
chúng
that
của
then
ta đã đông
he
đủ.
bestowed the Bodhisattva vows.
Và vào lúc đó thì
And
tổ
when
Pháp Mô Trúc
he
Ba đem
did,
ban Bồ Tát
then
giới.
he gave to Lord Jigten
Và
Sumgon
khi mà tổ ban
the
Bồ Tát
name
giới như vậy,
Bodhisattva
thì
Rinchen
tổ ban pháp danh cho tổ
or the
Jigten
glorious
Sumgon là
precious one.
Rinchen Pa, có nghĩa là bậc tôn quý đại oai đức.
không có sắm đâu, yang ngã số này, thì không nhang nghe đi rằng cả, sẽ cái tổ chức Pháp Mô Trúc thu can thông đến Jigten Sumgon thu can, thêm xong là thành rưỡi, thì lo mà sang bên thông chỗ này, và thành rưỡi dạy chung đó.
And so all of the sublime pith instructions were given in their entirety by Padma to Lord Jigten Sumgon. And then at the time of Padma's passing into parinirvana, many disciples, many students in the assembly saw that a golden vajra emanated from the heart of Padma and dissolved into the heart of Lord Jigten Sumgon.
Phép lạ là có một cái chạy kim cang phóng ra từ tim của tổ Pháp Mô Trúc Ba và tan vào tim của tổ Jigten Sumgon.
Gồm thì học mà chung mà chỉ, thế nên dễ ní là dễ dạy, dễ khi nào sẽ dạy thế dễ đi. Thế nên con ông Pháp Mô Trúc Ba mà做的说咋从他们的学在，前他们的那种在的，但那些都家的是忙不在，通都其实嘛都那些别都家的是。
Công ta thế sự yapı komasın công ta.
Con dễ ní giáo rồi. Dễ ní là học được nó mà做，有了Pháp Mô Trúc Ba nó mà做，做着thành được开始跟对了家呢，前他们的那种其实，我这学对的工作开始通都可能起码到的那些可能我忘记了上。我这样对的，别人就跟我们的偷教我们查子，把英雄故事在那我们家地上的，我知道了，他等着着开始整的，等着也不整么多。我们这这你们这他他们他现在啥的上的，先说呢，你那些的那他哈，没先把这那三个上生产红啥的，这里没去那边啥的，反正的，跑完家把冲的这啥的上，我这城里那我怎么当我说话空。
And so after Padma's passing,
then
Lord Jigten Sumgon was meditating, and after some time he actually ended up contracting the illness of leprosy. And so many students, knowing that he was the successor of Padma came to him wanting to receive his blessing. But then there were many others who didn't want to come near him because they didn't want to catch his illness, this leprosy. And so Lord Jigten Sumgon became, he disheartened, feeling kind of the challenge of the illness. And so he went to meditate in Achum cave, and there were some signs that weren't fortuitous, some signs that showed that maybe he would indeed pass away. And so he was thinking that probably in a short period or in some days or so that he might die. And so he thought he should go to a faraway place where so that if he dies, no one would touch his body, and therefore no one would contract leprosy or become sick. And so his plan was to then practice Poa and to go ahead and to leave his body.
Nên lúc đó tổ Jigten đã tới một nơi xa và tự thực hành Poa để cõi đời này.
他俺开门都泡沫出完之后，那么上街到测试街，那么早起不都是 top， 那俺现在开门都，但身边先把这个泡沫出完，你那么 top 有嘛？那边在那么都身边先把这个应该先不修真冲的，这检查修说多少？检查修对那时候在那么上那么长着修吧，应该这个修挺有点穷多。
And so as he was ready to leave, he there was a Chenrezig Tanka in his cave, and he prostrated to the Tanka. And as he did, there was great compassion in his heart, but also great sadness. And he thought, like on the one hand, he was feeling this sadness, but then he thought about how fortunate he had been in his own life. That he had met his guru, Pagod who was the Buddha in person, that he received these extraordinarily precious pith instructions. And so then he thought, if I die, there's no problem. He felt like he was ready to die, and there was no difficulty that he had himself in confronting the reality of his own death. But then he felt great compassion for sentient beings, who didn't have such a fortunate situation as he did, to actually meet with such an extraordinary guru, to receive the pith instructions, and to be able to practice. And so he had this incredibly immense compassion for sentient beings arrive in that moment. And then due to the power of his great compassion, this actually ended up curing him of his illness.
Tổ hoàn toàn hết bệnh. Chính cái tâm đại bi đã khiến tổ hoàn toàn hết bệnh.
이게 와다시 샤 니마 시간데 차네 전 차자 진보 똑바 총네 타소 마보 시에세 도주 된주 탐지 제 콘스 추데레 드르 차와서와
And so he instantaneously was cured of his illness. And at that time, there were many, he actually saw leaving from his body the forms of like scorpions and frogs and many, kind of like a goopy black liquid. But he was immediately healed. But then what he ended up sort of displaying was that it took him 3 nights and 4 days to fully recover. And then at that time, after this period of 3 nights and 4 days, he had like a deeper realization of Mahamudra prior to this experience. And he had ever realized, and he saw the faces of many deities appeared to him, and the understanding of the entirety of the sutras and tantras was born in his mind stream at that moment.
Nhưng mà dĩ nhiên là tổ vẫn kể với mọi người là sau 4 ngày 3 đêm thì tổ mới nằm bệnh và giác ngộ.
Thì Zeni nasa jáde to kon pa chenhap chiba zang lamsang cha ro ya. Wo tenru chung do.
Wait, Zeni nasa.
Yo jo ma tenru la kon chenhap chi du lamsang cha.
And so he gave rise to this new level of understanding and realization. And of course, he was cured of his illness. And so many people had very strong faith arise. And there were many throughout the land who also were sick with leprosy. And so they came to him seeking his blessing. And in receiving his blessing, they recovered. They also recovered. Or receiving his blessing,
tổ hóa giải cho mình và tổ cũng hóa giải hết cái bệnh phong thủy cho những người đó.
Ta cũng thì phong một chuyện lo mà做我这种，真的phong một chuyện jaar sam trong ngã rồi, điện sa lại, phong một chuyện điện sa lại, phong một chuyện jaar sam trong chân đông chỉ ngã rồi thì chín đô.
And so then all of the closest disciples of Mahamudra declared also, became very clear that Lord Jigten Sumgon was the successor of Mahamudra, and they did performed an enthronement for him following this. An enthronement ceremony. And and so up to when he was 35, up to that time he had been like a lay practitioner, and then at the age of 35 he took the vows of a monastic. He took the monastic vows. Pagmodrupa Shelzig, and so as he remained for some time at the seat of Pagmodrupa, there were some monks who had really poor conduct, and many of them were drinking alcohol. And so Jigten Sumgon scolded them or called them out for their behavior, and many of the monks became angry and said something to the effect of, if you have a problem, take it up with Naropa. And so then Jigten Sumgon became kind of disheartened, and around that time he had a vision of Pagmodrupa, who told him not to remain there, in the place of his, Pagmodrupa's seat, and he told him instead to travel to the north, to let those who were there to sort of hold that seat, and for him to travel, for Jigten Sumgon to travel to the north and establish his own seat in the north, to the north. And so he left together with some companions, some other monks who were his companions at the time, and little by little they traveled north, and eventually they reached the area of Drikung, and that was where then the new seat was established. Jigtong Chigja Dunchu Dungula. Lo Jibja Shibji Ginwama. And so then when Lord Jigten Sumgon was 37 or so, that was the time when he established the monastery of Drikung, or the seat there in the region of Drikung, and it was about 1179, so maybe 844 years or so ago.
Thế chỉ nên đến đang Drikung thì show nè, thế nó lo mà mong muốn rồi đông trang, thế nè, họ biến ông bom trả chạy sa, bên đối ya, biến ông bom chạy đối ya, và thằng Drikung thì sao phụ cái lối nam, chỉ cần xong còn nó mình đối nhau mà đi làm show, và thế chỉ thế nè, đã nè xong khang ra ra làm chi, khang ra đem cho aku cái nè, làm chi xong cái nè, ra ra thâu cái nè, nè xong thế.
Wait, công ta thì sari cái nè?
Đem cho thâu cái nè. 我他那种的老妈妈，
Ane gangre gare sung
看的贵呢，
ku lapchi sung.
我在这头的，人家不从头那次说了，老妈妈不当是吧？你们那青年当，我打听出去真的，那什么大国家吧，这种设那比较穷，我听出去呢，真的，我穷了，但你咱今天总共在这嘛，啊，这就差的，这种个就是干这公司呢，这种是实际地方恰到不了像这公司，或者这里，就当这公司实际是，开始是中间干部南部就有了，中间干部有了。中间干部南部里面这是共同事件，这是共同。
Lombo che.
南部里面这是共同性。
De
是
sere
共同。
共同。
我听就这工作苦，你嘛可能得学啥子，我听实际的。像这公司等这的空体你不做都可能，这是共同的吧？这的空你不做都像这公司实际的，你嘛可能中间干部南部这是共同的。我第实际的没错呢，那这个公司啊，第实际的成就很多。我打这里嘛，他的咱这个就现在穷了哇。
And so, so Lord Jigten Sumgon ended up. There were many disciples who gathered around him, so he had a following of hundreds of thousands of students, 100,000 or more than 100,000 students gathered around him, and this was said to be more than any lama, had gathered, prior, and so in Tibet. In Tibet. And so many of these disciples practiced in the various holy places. So in particular, there were a number of like a big group of his followers meditating at the holy places of chakras and varas, enlightened body, speech, and mind. So at Sari, which is the holy place of chakras and varas, heart or mind, at Mount Kailash, which is the holy place of chakras and varas, enlightened body, or form, and in Lapchi, which is the holy place of chakras and varas, enlightened speech. And so there were many practitioners who meditated in these holy places. And Lord Jigten Sumgon's fame and renown spread throughout the land, and he became known as Yawa Drikungpa, like the great victor of Drikung. And so the name Drikung comes from the region, the place of Drikung. It's named after, so we have, for instance, the monastery in Drikung, which is the seat of Lord Jigten Sumgon. And the way that the region, so, of course, we refer to the lineage as the Drikung Kagyu. So the Drikung is what, comes from the name of the place. But the place itself was named after a minister of the king, Songtsen Gampo. So the first great Dharma king, Songtsen Gampo, had a minister by the name of Dri Siri Guntung. And then this became sort of like an abbreviation of this minister's name, Drikung. So Dri being the first part of his name, and Kung being like the first part of the last part of his name. And so the Drikung, the region of Drikung, used to be where he resided, or where he was from, this minister of King Songtsen Gampo. And so that's where the place got its name. Or that's how.
我的那单几天中国起呢，他而且不是9批啥还有的，他是9批啥个嘛他
Potigati
9批9批有的，但个嘛就他忙不有这个的话真的后去了就那是忙不穷有的，真的这个我们这个我们呢强制忙不穷有的话，我听到当地打啥的有没些地方在地的了，我9批啥有的是中国，我这几天呢，看他公路段去。그래, 공로 둔치 통화를 다 양양들이 직통 니자 줍든
직통 니자
줍든아 공파도 공로 둔 총회가 공파도래 왔다 릭사래 왔다 지단 공파도 양양들이 달로 제자의 초우사 어떤 조사래
Jejado.
Mm.
So Lord Jigten Sumgon also was, there are many of his teachings that were compiled into what's called Sungbung in Tibetan, which is like the collected works. So the collected teachings, the collected works of Lord Jigten Sumgon, which these days is comprised of 14 volumes. So there are 14 volumes, but actually prior to this, there were probably many more. But as you know, throughout the years, many of these writings were lost. Also, the various different situations that have arisen in Tibet since then have caused, you know, different portions of these collected works to be lost. But now there are 14 volumes that remain. And so then Lord Jigten Sumgon, when he was at the age of about 75, he passed into parinirvana. So that was around the year of 1217. So approximately 806 years ago or so. And so one thing also he thought to mention was that, you know, during Lord Jigten Sumgon's kind of time of great activity, he also took charge, or also became responsible for the other areas that were very important to the lineage, like the seat of Pagmodrupa, as well as Tagla Gampo, the seat of Gampopa. And so he became responsible for these areas as well, and accomplished great activities there.
Nơi ngai tọa của tổ và vùng Gambo tức là ngai tọa của tổ
Thì kapar tu cũng có. Oh, maybe, yeah, that's yeah, chichina loglela ta ko sare gain sananga sanga print chi one meaning. Okay. So the now to get into the actual body of the text. So the introduction to Mahamudra, which is the co-emergent unification. So it is in the very introduction, there's the writing just beneath the title that says, an ornament which is the luminosity of the primordial awareness that dispels the darkness of ignorance. And so this is the full title.
Thế nên ta chỉ đang chỉ cha sẽ ta nhị sĩ để ý xem là cái种cha nhị sĩ ý些，家是等可别监督，是可别人都把的怕错特别，这样回事。全部是从有吧，这面当从了的。
全部。
从有这面，从有是。我他这趟去呢，cha是呢这边讲的讲呢，公巴是呢，这样子的。我cha是么来的？是众多个人是呢cha是呢，你们一些我从呀装表的是，吕南通一些我从嘛，我查通。
吕南通。
南通一些我从下趟。我真的我查通。我查通一些。
xem để thông一些，我这是我了，但这做了，他恰些的，假些这可以是，那他可能讲究做些，讲究的看究做过些呢，他去有那往那说，什么个话，这中亚有的把做送的，中亚假些呢，他假些呢，这个往那做，但这样种，这样种，这个做送的，这啥的，我这拿前边多说可能那这上吧。上班样对吧？把车送的，我这话都他送进你什么吧？老一根都把送进你这边老一根都把车送来的了，那可能讲究的车是。
do把送给我呗。
都把这他反正都把这里把车送，讲究那种的，加上俺漂亮那种，都把车送来是。
So che yu la nangwa not so zimba.
Nangwa not so song se yu je yu wa. Yung song se yu ti ja se le pa chor song ne. Chen be do so zu zhuang xian zi ba. Do ba te pa chor song ne. Na fa ta song zi ni shi mi ba na so na ka na na chang ma song ni shi mi ba xie ne. Do yin do ba chor song le zi la. Wo le jian du chor. Zhen ne 前部从就准备当时呢，他前部从就准备当时呢，开始是呢，这人多，但是这当个电通你是没吧？从就现在电通从就吧，我电通从就吧，这开始是呢，让先那路要不从通从呢，龙儿这样能够出嘛的是，电通你
要不
那路从通呢，先可能你从通从呢，先那路通从呢，那龙儿通过个嘛的是。我这电通设立的是，我这呢，常常那个做个，常常对我有办的，常常对我没办的都没得是，有的南把工作样，对吧？东把一面这种的，工作没做很难，这那的样子了，他电通一面是，我这呢，可能讲就是错是，我他成就，咱们来这边成就很多。
And so the first word being in Tibetan, the first word is Mahamudra or Chaja Chimpo. So the chak, which is the first part of the word, Chaja. So Chaja being what is translated as mudra. So the first part of the word mudra in Tibetan being cha is referring to the non-dual primordial awareness, the non-duality of primordial awareness. The ja part of the word chaja is referring to the liberation or the untying the knot or freeing the knot of samsara. And then the chimpo, which is maha or great, is the lamp of indivisibility. And so the first part of the word chaja, which is mudra or seal, sometimes Mahamudra is translated into English as the great seal. So the first part of that word that makes the word seal in Tibetan cha is referring to these different aspects of like body, speech, and mind, or recognition of the true nature of body, speech, and mind. So the recognition of the primordial awareness of which is the union of appearance and emptiness. So the recognition of the body as the union of appearance and emptiness. So all the body referring to all forms. So all form is recognized to be that indivisibility of appearance and emptiness. And then the sound or speech is recognized as the indivisibility of sound and emptiness. And the mind is recognized as the indivisibility or the union of bliss and emptiness, the primordial wisdom that is the union of bliss and emptiness. And so, again, these two terms of cha, and then jaw, which is the second part of the word mudra or seal, is referring to that untying or the freeing, the liberation of the knot, untying the unraveling of the knot of samsara. So first there is the unraveling of the knot with regard to the fixation that regards outer phenomena as real. So all of the outer appearances being grasped at as, you know, something that exists in juxtaposition to the subject, like subject and object. So it's a fixation to the object. That fixation unravels. The knot of that fixation unravels. And then the other side of that subject-object fixation, the subject fixation, likewise, is that knot of fixation is unraveled, meaning all of the thoughts, all that arises inwardly, all of the thoughts, the discursiveness, the emotions, and all of the phenomena or appearances that arise inwardly, that fixation unravels. And then everything in between, so both equally, the subject-object fixation that is not of duality is unraveled, and one is able to abide within the recognition of the non-dual nature that is beyond subject-object fixation. And then the temple, or the Maha part of Mahamudra, or the great, then it again is referring to specifically in terms of the mind, this union or indivisibility of bliss and emptiness. So when the true nature of the mind is accurately seen, then there is no stain of discomfort or suffering. One is no longer bound by suffering, because one dwells within the ongoing state that is this union of bliss and emptiness. So ordinarily, when that nature is not accurately seen, then there's a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes the mind is doing well, sometimes we are happy, and sometimes we are unwell, or sometimes we are depressed, or there's suffering. But when one abides in the ongoing state, the ongoing recognition of this essence, which is the union of bliss and emptiness, then there's a continuity of this kind of ongoing blissful awareness. And so this is how Milarepa explains the word, the meaning of the word Chaja Chimbo or Mahamudra, the great seal.
Sam Chime Mango Batala, or Langes, or Gumbo Vickers on Sana, Simni Langejiba, Choji Gurs, now on Langejiba, Chokus.
So Simni
Langejiba, Choji Gur, now on Langejiba, Choku. Oh, the Chen Nansen in me, Langes, now on the same year me, but Langes, what is on your what did you do? What did your said that in Yamlanchia? That's also Yamlan Gantam, Yamla Jorgo, Yamlachine, or Hanji Joro Sita, or Nerocon Yamnajuria, Hanji Joro Sitin.
So then this second part of the title, which is the co-emergent unification. So this word
Và chữ tiếp theo là
So
chữ
lineage is what is translated as co-emergent,
bản
and
lai
Jor,
bất
which
nhị.
is translated as unification. And so
Thì bây giờ
the
mình học hai nghĩa
co-emergent
của
part
chữ bản lai bất nhị.
is referring
Bản
to
lai nghĩa là gì?
so when we hear the word co-emergent, we think, okay, well, what is
Khi
this
mà chúng ta
co-emergent
nghĩ
with? It involves
bản lai,
like the two kind of
bản lai tức là
something is co-emergent.
vốn sẵn có,
And so what this Mahamudra is
sẵn đủ.
co-emergent
Thì
with
khi chúng ta nghe sẵn có hoặc
is the
sẵn đủ thì
mind
chúng
itself.
ta
So
sẽ thắc mắc
the
là sẵn
mind
đủ
and
nơi
the
đâu,
true
hoặc là sẵn đủ
essence,
so với cái gì?
or the true nature, which
Thì
is
thực
the
ra nói sẵn đủ ở đây tức là
uncontrived or
đại thủ ấn này vốn
unelaborated,
sẵn đủ nơi tâm của
stainless
mình.
nature of awareness,
Đại thủ ấn này
is
vốn là
what
cái
is
tánh biết trong sáng tỏ
co-emergent or
tường mà không muốn
naturally
một người xưa
inherent
nay của mình.
with the mind.
Bởi vậy nó
Or
sẵn có nơi
in
vậy
the
nên
mind.
gọi là bản
And
lai.
so the way that's one explanation, and then the way that
Đó là một cách giải thích.
Gampopa
Còn một cách
specifically
khác của
explains
tổ
this
Gampopa là tổ
is
giải thích
that
rằng
the
là
true nature of the mind itself
tự tánh của tâm
is
mình
the Dharmakaya,
chính là pháp thân,
and the true nature of
và
appearances
tự tánh của các
is
pháp
the Dharmakaya. So the true nature of the mind itself is the co-emergent
là
Dharmakaya,
sự tỏ
and the true
tường của
nature
pháp
of
thân.
appearances is the co-emergent or is the
Nên
light
là
of
giải thích theo
the
cái lối của
radiance
tổ
of the Dharmakaya,
Gampopa
the
thì vốn
co-emergent
sẵn ở đây tức là
Dharmakaya.
nói rằng tâm này
And
là
so
pháp
it
thân vốn
is
sẵn và tất cả các pháp là
appearances and mind,
sự sáng tỏ
the
vốn sẵn của
indivisibility
pháp
of
thân.
appearance and awareness, or
Nên là ở đây
appearance
là
and
tổ
mind,
Gampopa giải thích
appearances
theo
and
lối
mind
là
that is
pháp và
co-emergent.
tâm là bất nhị bản
And
lai.
then the
Là xưa nay
second
chưa hề
part
có phân
here
tách.
of this
Tiếp theo
title
là chữ
being
bất nhị.
co-emergent, and then unification. So the unification, which is Jor in
Chữ bất
Tibetan,
nhị nghĩa là gì?
is referring to
Bất nhị
the
ở đây là
practice.
để
So
chỉ
it
cho
is
cách
like
mình tu
together
hành.
with this realization of the true nature of awareness,
Bây giờ
which
mình
is
đã
this co-emergent nature,
tỏ ngộ cái
is
bản
to
lai
be
rồi
practiced, or
thì
in
mình phải
that
mang vào cái
recognition
sự
is
tu
what
hành
is to
của
be
mình phải hiệp nhất với
developed
cái con đường tu tập
through
của
the
mình.
practice.
Nên đây gọi là bất nhị.
thế nên ta chỉ ngồi trụ mà đây mới xí xẻo ngồi trụ sẽ ta ngồi rồi à thì sinh nhật hay gì bà rồi ta rồi xem cái lúc ngồi rồi à thế là ngồi trụ mà đây sẽ là ta ngồi trụ sinh nhật thậm chí mà đây thì về đẹp rồi rồi và ta mà đây sẽ nét lúc thông là màn thông mà thế là mà đây và xem sinh nhật hay gì ta xem cái xem thì cái nét lúc ta dễ sáng chế đấy ta số thông hiểu mà và ta màn thông mà thế là mà đây và thế mà đấy mới xí ta mới bắt xí à thế nên nhắm này ngồi trụ trên này ta mới bắt bắt xí rồi mà đấy thì đẹp rồi chứ mới bắt bắt xí rồi và thế những thứ thì nào mà và thế nào mà chỉ là thế đấy và sẽ cho số số ta thành ra là phiếu rồi.
And so, as it says, it is an ornament which is the luminosity of primordial awareness that dispels the darkness of ignorance. So, it is what is being said here is that when this introduction occurs, this introduction to this absolute nature, the Mahamudra, which is the co-emergent unification, then the ignorance in the mind of the sentient beings who receive this introduction is cleared away. So the obscurations are lifted and the true nature is directly seen. And so for sentient beings who do not recognize that their true nature is the awakened awareness of Buddhahood, once that introduction is received and one becomes initiated into or introduced to that true nature, then it is that introduction itself which clears away the darkness of ignorance.
Còn chúng sinh nào mà
thế nên ta sẽ
và
mà
tỏ ngộ ngay tâm mình thì lúc ấy nhất sẽ tất cả tâm tối từ vô thủy.
Nam cả lăng gạo mi tu gì vô thông gì bảo rồi mà đấy mà bảo sinh gì làm mà tham bảo nam là chăng ta đâu我大姐话明白，初级人生那在那么初级过学噻，南块的别想多。我话明白是土界军区，没得他身边同志呀，我那我结婚了，但那么龙秋做被观众，我真认为嘛的没事，没把事啊，但那么主为观众，那么过上堂唱的，那么他把这个抢起来了是，我他是抢起过呀，这可是那确保就把是，那确保就把是其他那做点球的了，其他就特别啊，那总把这他的特别，把钱没用了。欺骗给的意思，我这样就真确保的就把是。
And so then we have the homage, or the first verses of the text itself, which says, to those who dispel the darkness of ignorance of beings, by expanding 1,000 rays of unceasing compassion through the sky of the unborn, pristine, pure expanse of throughout the sky of the unborn, pristine, pure expanse of phenomena, to all sublime gurus I pay homage. So first, the sky of the unborn, pristine, pure expanse of phenomena is the Dharmakaya of the Lama, and then the expanding 1,000 rays of unceasing compassion is the Sambhogakaya Lama, and then the sublime gurus, who are the Nirmanakaya emanations, to all three kayas of the gurus, then homage is paid. It says, I pay homage. So to the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya of the guru. And so this is the homage, which is a traditional section at the beginning, or in the introduction of a text, which is sort of intended to set the intention for writing the composition, and also clearing away any potential obstacles to the composition of the work.
Wata zomba tamja ya tela ta zeyan de dencho de mar go je sa du man ne pu to ya zom jong to ya pen to res wo tian du ta nyung ma han je ji bi shi se nyung ma han je sin na ta nyung ma san na sam ni sam kin ne lo de han je ji bi shi wo de se wo qin pa ngo do ya ne lo qi xin ngo do ya de do ju to de do ta sang je kin do de ju ce so tang dian de le la maison qui est sur la maison qui boit mais do ju ce so que longtemps de ta sanjé ga tu go le sanjé ga man tu na je que mari ten du sanjé qui sont en tout de ne la ma comme que chan am da ma na je so da wa de ce sont qui de xian na pian be zang ba de wa ta xian na pian ya qi zai xian na ta pian to ge zang ten de qi ne ngen zhe jin sta.
And so then the second paragraph of this, as it says, with the intention to benefit others, I shall write an introduction to the clear revelation of the mode of existence by the co-emergent primordial awareness in conformity with the sutras and tantras, and as taught by the guru. And so this section is what is referred to as the commitment, the commitment. So it's the commitment to compose the work and to carry it through to completion. And it is, this commitment to, not end up, to not have any faults enter the process, and it clears away sort of any potential obstacles there. And so the first part of it says so it is it says so the wording in the Tibetan is a little bit backwards, but the first part of it in the Tibetan is actually what comes later in the English, the innate co-emergent primordial awareness. So this word innate, which is referring to the fact that this is the true essence of the mind. And so it's saying that, I shall give a clear introduction to this innate co-emergent primordial awareness, and specifically in conformity with or following, in accord the teachings of the sutras and tantras, as well as, as it is taught by the way in which it is taught by the guru, but it's not just according to the speech of the guru, but also in conformity with the sutras and tantras of the Buddha, because it is important that whatever it is that is composed is in harmony with or is in accord with the words of the Buddha. If it's not in accord with the words of the Buddha, then something is wrong, something is not okay, not correct. And so being in conformity with both the instructions of the Guru and the speech of the Buddha as it is written in the sutras and tantras, then I shall write this text for the benefit of others, specifically with the intention to bring benefit to sentient beings. Về cái đấy nhắm nhung lột and so the importance of the kind of accuracy or the importance of the any kind of teachings, Dharma teachings, being in line with or in harmony with the teachings of the sutras and tantras is also stated by Lord Jigten Sumgon in the Gongchik when he says that anything that contradicts the speech or the teachings of the Buddha is a sign of like wrong view in experience, or that one's practice, it is a sign that one's practice has gone astray. And so therefore, first and foremost, one should follow or adhere to the teachings of the Buddha. And so then it says that and actually this part we don't have here in the text, but it says that this text, this composition, the co-emergent unification is comprised of 3 parts. There are 3 sections. And so these 3 sections are first the preliminaries or the munro, and the munro consists, or the preliminaries consist of 4 sections. Then there is the actual, like the main part of the text, and this consists of the 2 types of introductions, the 2 introductions, and then there is the conclusion, which is explaining the way to sustain the practice.
다다 요반남 치스와데 다다 요반남 소라 친도그리 원 친도그리 제양 제랭상 참 남바르치 삼치 조르는 소다 트레인 선이 거두시구나 하고야 말스 와 삼치 조던 로그레스 와다 메타스도 잔치바 랑치바 지고마 친동지 생이나 메타요 나슈 심지엔 정말 메타스 요리 어떻게 듀티 메타스를 소 야부 잠노당 생각 좀 연중 잠노 야부 제송네 존주치야 팽게리 생냠난치도 어떤 연중 잠노 시라민 존주 그 쇼키라 자토 말에 이 지도 생각나서 개침보 시작이 우리 데 자자티 현로 검지 강반 있어 라고 검지 아무도 강반 좀 됐다 현로 그 당연 용제야 돼 그러와 신발로야 어떻게든 연중제야 돼 현로 검지 강반 좀 차로 쇼리 엔드디 생각도 연중에서 이 개침보 요래스
So the first part, the Ngundo, or the preliminary, so is, it's most important that with any practice, first we have the sense of refuge, so we have mind of refuge, taking refuge in the three jewels, and also very important is the attitude of renunciation. So first, we develop this sense of renunciation through, for instance, the reflection upon the four thoughts that turn the mind. But if you take all the four thoughts that turn the mind and kind of condense them into what is kind of like primary importance, or sort of the essential essence of the four thoughts, they're all really contained within the reflection upon death and impermanence. So this is really the most important reflection for cultivating an attitude of renunciation. And it's so important to have that our practice is founded upon renunciation, because if we don't have genuine renunciation, it's so easy to become complacent, and to not really feel an urgency or even really so much inspiration to practice. So when there's real renunciation in the mind, this gives great energy and power to the practice. And so that first, it says, having generated a strong sense of renunciation by contemplating death and impermanence, completely abandon short-sightedness.
Ở đây viết rằng bằng cách quán chiếu cái chết và vô thường, hành giả phát tâm xả ly mãnh liệt. Như thế, hãy hoàn toàn buông hết những dự định
together with this sense of renunciation is a mind of real disenchantment. So what disenchantment is referring to, this disenchantment itself is renunciation. And so with the deep sense of disenchantment and renunciation, then we should think about, as it says, those who were born in the past have died, those who are taking birth are destined to die, and those who are now alive will die. And so there is nothing, in the past which hasn't displayed the qualities of impermanence. Everything that was in the past has deteriorated, and all those from before have died. In the present, there are those who are born now will definitely die, and those who will be born in the future will also die. And there is no way to tell, when this time of death might strike. It can happen at any time. And so so then when we have a strong sense of renunciation, there's great benefit in urging us toward dedication to the practice, and there's diligence that arises. And without renunciation, then there isn't so much diligence. And so as is said, the revulsion is the foot of meditation. So disenchantment or revulsion is the foot
xả
of
ly là
meditation.
đôi
And what
chân
this
của
is
thiền định.
referring to is what
Tại sao nói
revulsion
xả ly là
means
đôi chân
is
của thiền định?
renunciation. And so this renunciation is so important.
Tại vì nhờ xả ly mà thiền định tiến bước, nên mới nói rằng xả ly rất là quan trọng.
Meta của mẹ thì là chỉ当前别忙不小呀，他弄的这块忙不当呀有的是，你呢他这忙不一没一呢，他说句说没他接呀子，要不结果那是，他让你根本开始一些的，我这让你才马路穷他就开始一些种，我这让我些把他就开始一些种，我这说要不什么当那这没他就的接呀偏给的是，我这没他就要不没钱呢，这前面同着呀，这是个来可不的是，用嘛的是。Meta thì chú mà trên á sẽ chỉ mà thông được việc nhắm lại chỉ thì ra dùng cái mà đấy, và thế chú chế của đấy, và thế nên ngã này đấy, sinh nhị, đôi sinh nhị bài na, cái này, và thế meta chú chế thế, thì cái chuyện bộ đấy, xong đó, và thế chỉ chú meta đấy phải xong rồi, meta mà nắm chỉ bên trên đấy là chi, mà chỉ bên trên đấy là chi, nắm chỉ mình samsamness, chỉ bên trên này là chi,但chỉ bên trên này chỉ bài hiện năng trên này, ta là chủ sống yên, và thế nên nắm chỉ mình samsamness, chỉ bên chỉ phải hoàn thì, và thế là cái thứ hiện hồng rằng, thế rồi nhắm lại chỉ cũng được, để diễn chỉ bên chỉ phải xong mà chế thì, và thế chỉ bên chỉ phải chế xong, và ngã tôi chế thôi à, để số nhắm lại cũng muốn, nên chỉ bên chỉ phải thao thôi rồi, và thế nào vậy ta chỉ thôi cái rồi, và thế mình hắn mà lại thế giống này, meta quan bị lelo du le jar, meta chỉ bảo quan bị lelo du le jar, meta chỉ bảo thì quan bị du lelo nhắm lại chỉ là lelo du thế phải, jar cả thôi xin đồ, jar rồi xin đồ giống rồi, và thế nên du tiếng Anh cái chuyện bộ dễ chỉ.
And so there are many examples that are given, or different ways that we can reflect upon the truth of
có rất là nhiều dấu hiệu, có rất là nhiều ví dụ.
Oh, okay. So Lord Jigten Sumgon says that although there are many examples that are given, on how to reflect on impermanence, different ways to sort of reason with yourself and think about and reflect on, why there is this truth of impermanence, or how it manifests in a way to really cause impermanence to rise in the mind stream. But Lord Jigten Sumgon says that really the best way is to think about those that who have died. So there are some who are older than you that have died. There are some who are your same age that have died. There are some who are younger than you that have died. So really thinking about those examples, those that are close to your heart, that you know directly, and using that as a means to really come into contact with the truth of impermanence, then this allows this truth of impermanence to really arise deeply in the mind stream. And so it's important that we reflect on impermanence in such a way that it kind of arises from the depths, that we really feel it in our bones. Otherwise, if we don't really know the truth of impermanence, if it doesn't arise in this way deeply, then we won't actually be able to practice fully. That our practice won't progress as easily or as deeply. And so whether it is in the context of sutra that we are practicing, whether it's tantra, to reflect on death and impermanence is so beneficial and so important for the practice. As Naropa has said, it is in fearing death, it is fearing death that led me to flee to the mountains. And then fleeing to the mountains, I meditated upon or contemplated death again and again. And ultimately, this very contemplation caused me to overcome or to become completely liberated from the fear of death. And I no longer have any fear. And so this is the outcome. At first, we have a really clear sense of death and impermanence, and this then spurs our practice, really becomes a source of inspiration to the practice. Ultimately, through the power of the practice, then the fear of death can be overcome entirely. And so also Milarepa says that it is death and impermanence that conquers the Mara of laziness. And so again, this reflection on death and impermanence is so crucial for the practice.
남장 심지한 코로나 거데 동아요로 어디 저거들 랑 샘플 내로 마시레스 샘플 내로 마시에도 nga 제 손도 효로 랑 샘 추크인 방고 마시도 나세 요 말데 nga 마드롭나 나세 손도레스 어디 다음이 다송 어디 라미 랑제 손도 랑 제바르젠지 샤나트네 다와스 차당스 조치나 차로 거디 랑아 세제 요나 현 세제 용거래 어떨 때는 차당 차로 쇼텐이 별로 닝게 봄 소다 참닝게서 봄 거래스 참바서나다 아테리 그래서는 참바 아서나 심지한 대화되나 something 참바래 닝게서 다 동아트야들이 어떤에 장조 샘선나데 닝게 동아트리 발 심지한 동아程度有吧 시랍서 조장 심지한 때 상제 통도 썸도有吧 어떨라다 시랍서 심지한 때 상제 통 야 썸도 동아트리 파타네 닝게 심지한을 매봐 시랍 조장을 매봐 시랍 조장 조 상제 투야 요 맞라 제 장초 샘 쓰기로와 어ten두데 다지 장초 샘 공부레스 가르잖아 좀 다다디 배자 그게나 고음지 틀려 참탄이 이종 고음지 틀려한테 참는 게 차리고 어ten두데 다 고음자가 참는 게 장초 샘때 개치 모레스
And so then, as it says in the text, then meditate on compassion for all suffering sentient beings by reflecting on how they, not recognizing themselves, not realizing that their mind is the truth body or dharmakaya, grasp at an I that does not exist, grasp at a self that does not exist. And so then reflecting with love and compassion upon the suffering of all sentient beings who don't recognize that their true nature is that of the Dharmakaya. And because of this inability to recognize their true nature, then beings helplessly cycle or wander in samsara simply because they do not recognize, they do not know their true nature, the true nature of their own mind. Not knowing this true nature, even though there is the truth of non-self, or there is no I, they apprehend an I. Even though there is no self, they apprehend or designate as a self, where there is no self there. And so therefore, having apprehended a self, then we have the duality of self and other. Once there is a designation of self, there is a designation of other. And so then there is the cherishing of the self. And then in response to what is conceived of as other, or anything that threatens the well-being of the self, there is aversion. And so one falls into the constant push and pull of attachment and aversion.
suốt ngày bị
And so
xoay
it is all
chuyển bởi
based on
cái
this
yêu
fundamental
ghét.
misunderstanding of not recognizing the true
Tất cả những
nature.
cái điều này đều
And
vì
so the
từ
response to
lúc đầu
this
không
is
tỏ ngộ cái bản tâm
compassion.
của
So
mình.
meditating
Mình
on
hãy nghĩ về vị chúng
compassion,
sinh cho lăng bất lực.
love, compassion,
Như
and
vậy mà
bodhicitta.
phát tâm từ bi
So love is
và
the
Bồ Đề
wish
tâm dành
for
cho tất cả
all
chúng sinh.
beings to be happy, or it is
Tâm
that
từ là tâm mong tất
mind that
cả chúng
wishes for the
sinh được
happiness of others, and
an lạc
compassion
và nhân sinh an
is the
lạc.
wish for beings
Tâm
to be
bi là
free
tâm mong
from
chúng sinh
suffering.
thoát khỏi
And
khổ
then
não và nhân gây
bodhicitta
khổ não.
is the
Và
twofold
tâm Bồ Đề
aspiration, that which is based on,
thì
the
có hai
objective of
phần.
wish. The compassion, the objective of wish is sentient beings, and
Hai
then the
phần của
wisdom
tâm Bồ Đề là gì?
aspect, the objective of which
Tâm Bồ
is
Đề là sự
complete awakening.
hiểm nhất
So
của
this
từ bi và trí
bodhicitta,
tuệ.
which is the union of
Đó là cái
compassion
tâm
and
nguyện mong tất
wisdom,
cả
wisdom
chúng
and
sinh
compassion,
được giải thoát,
compassion directed towards
được
sentient
tỏ ngộ
beings,
tự
and the
tánh của
wisdom
tâm
which
mình.
is directed towards awakening, both for oneself and others.
Mà để
And
thành
so
tựu được mục đích đó thì mình sẽ
this,
hướng tới giải thoát, rốt ráo vì lợi ích cho mình và cho cả chúng
together
sinh. Nên
with
tâm
the
Bồ Đề có cả hai
reflection
phần như vậy.
on
Phần
death
từ
and
bi là phần
impermanence, we
mong chúng sinh
also
được
have
giải
to
thoát. Phần trí
cultivate
tuệ là phần
the
tự mình
mind of
hướng tới
love,
giải thoát để
compassion,
thành
and
tựu được cái mục
bodhicitta.
đích đó.
And then, as it is said,
Như vậy ở đây
the
mình hãy quán chiếu để mình
activity
có
of
được tâm xả ly
compassion
và vô thường.
is love
Sau đó
and
là có
compassion.
tâm
So
từ
the
bi.
expression of practice should be the qualities of love, compassion,
Và
and
do đó
bodhicitta. So
ông
it
nói
is so
rằng là
important to
dấu hiệu của một
likewise
người
cultivate these qualities
có
of
tu
heart.
chính là tâm từ bi của người đó.
Nên
Nên mình mới thấy tâm từ bi thật sự là bản chất của việc tu hành.
고마 가지고 고마서 전주 종료레스 어때 뉴스 종료도 어때 랑 냠뇽 냠스뇽들이 인스와 냠뇽마다 어때 단위 책이 버기 연장사나 시라팽 말레스 언제 장배자 이게 로나 이게 로레 장팽 말레스 랑 현실 시라팽 말레스 배창다 샤나 멤버제 킨두라 멤버제 네버제 킨두라 멤버제 키 멤버에서 마모제 네버제 킨두 로샤나 네바들 강야 팽게 말이스. 어때 인도 저거도 가르고 저는 아주 잠니게 장쇼 샘트 야보 소소 듀리 저 제토비아치네. 어때는 생주치 톰냐고 그래스. 어때는 어때 소남 잠니게 장쇼 샘트 요나 소남 초래 촌 아이고 소소 잠니게 장쇼 샘 체중라 때는 소남 초 체중 리뷰도 체중 전준 중그레스. 어때 인도 잠니게 장쇼 샘트 개침보도 어때네 말아래 비카르존 잠도 닝제 곰곰니 방견지바지 니티스 잠도 닝제 곰곰이
제 밀라카레
말아래 비 잠도 닝제 곰곰니 라한테 현이 본지바지 손스
잠당 닝제 곰네
라한테 현 지바지 손스 라한 어때나 이장아도 제 잠니게 칸토도 곰고 그랬대 개침보래 알아서 소외 나이나 개침보래 그래서 잠니게도 야보나 메신바 가오치게로와 어떤 초초치나 냠나한테 잠니지 장초스한테 상제 투가 대소미 바래 텐디 되게 침보요레스
공타디 제마디 아포코마송 강투투 체나
다시 저는 어떤 소외나 지나 뭐좀 가오치게 잠니게 야보 얼마서 마삼에 야보 지게래
소외
소반하 나도 니간 소반 나도 디데도 좀보강라 안
아하
좀보강 소발하고 그런 소대가 어디 좀보강라 대 잠니게 야보제 원하더니 마참아가 오치게 야고 편토요레스 어데네 디 제치마이나데 장초샘데 장초샘데 상제 투그레라 어센데 진이 팽그레 어텐데 그종아서 양내 양냠나치야 개침보레스
so karedi penadina nebachegi dunla men mangbojana la ime
men mambo mare men pe mambo men hicha to mambo lo na
oh ye
men hicha yora men pe no to mambo lo na ne ba le pen do kan ya mar silang na san di ki pen gere ndi men pe na de lu se lo ma ro pen ma res
naso
re
so So as Lord Jigten Sumgon said, it was primarily on his based on his experience of meditating upon or generating profound bodhicitta that he recovered from his illness of leprosy. And so the power of bodhicitta is immense. It has the power to overcome manifold sufferings, all sorts of different types of sufferings. And when it comes to practice, for instance, the kind of signs of accomplishment or the enlightened activities of secret mantra, that which is of like primary importance or the most important factor is the presence of bodhicitta. So it is the presence or absence of bodhicitta that really determines the accomplishment or the outcome of the practice. And there are many Kagyu masters of the past that have stated this. And so it really also comes down to one's direct experience. So like what is really the experience within with like the degree that bodhicitta arises in the mind stream. Apart from this, following after sort of getting caught up in sophistry or following really kind of just taking the Dharma as a topic of study and just really becoming sort of proficient in the words doesn't become ultimately very useful or beneficial. It's sort of like Drupon Rinchen Dorjee said, like for instance, if somebody is sick and then you give them a lot of sorry, and Jigten Sumgon actually said this, that if you give someone who is ill a bunch of information, like written information about various types of medicines, you give them this to read, and then they read all about the medicine. Oh, this is the medicine benefits this particular thing, and that medicine will benefit in this and that way. If the patient just reads all about the medicine, there isn't any benefit that it can really have. It won't do anything to actually heal the illness. And so it's the same with love and compassion. One has to really develop this within. And this becomes actually the fuel for the accumulation of merit. So one's accumulation of merit is like directly proportional to the love and compassion in the mind stream. If there is a great deal of love and compassion, if the love and compassion is strongly developed, then the accumulation of merit becomes very great. And so that determines the size or the degree of the merit. And likewise, as Milarepa has said, it is in meditating upon or cultivating love and compassion that I was able to cut through the fixation fixation to self and others, or the kind of dualistic fixation of self and others. So again, to whatever extent we're able, it's really important to cultivate these qualities of love, compassion, and bodhicitta. It will benefit us in this life while we're living, while we're alive. It will be of direct benefit. The benefits will be obvious. We'll become harmonious with others, and we will experience the direct benefits in this life. And it will also go on to benefit us in future lives, and it will ultimately lead to the ripening, of Buddhahood or the result of awakening and Buddhahood. And so so then that covers the first section of the preliminary in the text, and then the second section of preliminary is the Guru Yoga. So the Guru Yoga that swiftly instills blessing.
Lame Tunta Demba, Rank Sonam Soli, she Batan Tamse Gubeju, Centam Beji Demba, Kawan Bomb to Bombay, Lamagiji, Champion Bomb Charman, Deba Saya, Lame Zondeb Lanjiga, she Zombatan Simni,
xâm chán thêm do bị sang chế thô bà cha tí chỉ thử lama quy kỳ đạo rồi bạn đã nhầm rang ye đâm thử sẽ bị chỉ vào rambo chế chế em mà nên thử rang cái lama giải về lama thì sang chế tổ chức trong quân nam bản xem thằng bé gì tiền bà hiện trong mạng thằng tiền bà thâu tiền gì nhắm bà shop bị rang là anh chỉ hình shop anh chỉ hình con bà chỉ về lama nè他lama chỉ về lama số thằng chế bà số là khai trả bà hiện từ thu khai là tiền về lama quân đội chochu sanje chancho sembai yedam tamchi jang yamne sanje kundu komne choba namjang chu lu longchu doba domi phuchen ninghong rebe ding mopa ta dongwa dongwe nga sanje lama sanje rembo che la jab sanje bo dangzi lo ye thongwa jinje lo romi jula je ba jinje lo jene rangsem jemi khaba to ba jinje lo chumi rangsa tha ba jinje lo nasi chokun char ba jinje lo she zo ba da be zon zorban de be shin name lama sanje dukuke gun chewa dimba tukala so一些就最近让给参谋的马法被切托马米吧的人呀里的咱们在娘家他见上米300米比一些就来也都是看不路也去的全部上品推荐做办的通常叫了那把些现在那才能先买先能把些机器那么先让被模糊动员全把咱们起码有啊请的搞不搞那么让那天被沟通图上让跟东啊一说因为这把商品nyambar sha ge ba ngo that's my horse remember the
So then just reading through this section, which is a little bit lengthy, it says the roots from which develop all experiences and realizations are the Guru's blessings and your devotion to the Guru. The Hivadra Tantra says, unspoken by others, the co-emergence cannot be found anywhere. Be it known that it arises from following the Guru for an extended time and from your own merits. The display of Samaya also says, meditating for 100,000 eons on a deity who possesses the major and minor marks is not equal to remembering the Guru for even a moment, better than a million mantra recitation and a single supplication to the Guru. Thus it is said, and therefore you should think, I vow to attain complete enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, and for that I'm going to make supplications to the Guru, who is the embodiment of the four bodies. Visualize that your body is in the basic form of the Yidam deity. Above your crown, on cushions of lotus, sun, and moon, on a jeweled throne, sits your root Guru. His body, in the form of Vajradhara, is splendid with the major and minor marks. His face has a blossoming smile. His mind is evenly set in various samadhis, and he is delighted with your presence. Having meditated thus, dissolve the root and lineage Gurus into the Guru's heart, like drops of rain and flakes of snow melting into the sea. Thus meditate on the Guru as the embodiment of all Gurus. Likewise, dissolve all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Yidam deities of the 10 directions into the Guru and meditate on him as the embodiment of all Buddhas. Having meditated thus, make offerings of all kinds. Offer your body and wealth unhesitatingly with heartfelt devotion from the core of the heart and the depth of the bones, and say, I go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. Please bless me so that I may give up self-grasping. Please bless me so that needlessness dawns in my mind stream. Bless me so that I may instantaneously realize the unborn nature of my mind. Bless me so that confusion may become purified in its own place. Bless me so that the appearances and possibilities may manifest as the Dharmakaya. Thus, upon supplicating and visualizing the Guru, the embodiment of all Buddhas, a stream of elixir of the primordial awareness flows from his body, forehead, throat, and heart, etc. As the elixir enters and descends through the Brahma aperture at your crown, it washes away all the non-virtuous deeds, obscurations, and samaya transgressions of beginningless lives of samsara. Your body becomes filled with the stainless elixir of wisdom and longevity, and an experience of joy dawns in your body and mind. Thus, supplicate in 4 sessions. 4 activities between the sessions are: think I may die today or tomorrow, so what is of any use? Think with heartfelt devotion, O Guru, please look upon me and fill your eyes with tears, and fill your eyes with tears by the mere remembrance of him. At times, imagine that as the Guru dissolves into you, his body, speech, and mind merge inseparably with your body, speech, and mind. Thus, set your mind evenly in equipoise, and then dedicate the virtue.
that's it. Jitang dan lame nenjor wa sha lame nenjor jitang arang sung ro tsu na yor wa. Wa ta te na ji gom na de khore jitang lame nenjor ni de gom du te ngo za we lama yin ba. Namba dor jian chang rong ta de gom na de ge la gro wa. Wa te de so so zo ta so so za we lama te ba ya bu chi ko te ba kar shi chi na de ne so so ju la chen ha phu ge. Wa te ne to ba je ta mo hu ko na yin se gong che na yo wa. Wa to ba je ta mo hu ko na yin so te ne gambo be song ore nga chu jubande okor jubande chenhap jubai me
Tokpa cheta mugu kono.
mo ko na ins onje na yoro o te chi tene gambo be song ore aran chu ke jubande chenhap jubai be na me chenhap ma yo na cha de chenbo tokpa cha tu ma re song ore o ten du na me chenhap hyo ya ke chenbo cha de ore o tene te na me chenhap hyo na cha de chenbo tokpa cha tu ya pen ge re Maharidha Lama Sanji Suntong, Chinam can Joe Wines, Lama Sanji Suntong that the Chinam Ranjin Joe is what is
Lama
Sanji Suntong, Chinam can Joe, Chinam can Joe, Chinam Ranjin Joe, is the Lama Sanji Tona. What I do to the Lama, Sanji Mos, Dushejin, and I tell the simple. Look what the J show something, Monam, the manager, one sort of tap. What I do, you can年三推出他们去，现在节上车马用中的，我在年三推出了，节泡沫出来，他车马用是空壳对呢，这边哪里有？是我在中多，我在哪一说这边了嘛？这旅系统呢？那叫做全部都管起来，偏给的是。
And so here there's this explanation for how to meditate on the Guru Yoga. And we also, many of you are probably familiar from the section of the Ngondro, which is the practice of Guru Yoga. And so you can also practice in that way, whatever way that you're familiar with. But the main thing is that the Guru, the essence of the Guru is your root Guru, and that he appears in the form of Vajradhara. So his form or appearance is that of Vajradhara, and his essence is that of your own root Guru. And it's important to have really sincere faith and devotion, because the blessings will enter kind of proportionately or in accord with the strength of your faith. So as Lord Jigten Sumgon says in the Gongchik, the only means for giving rise to realization is devotion. And likewise, Gampopa says that, in our tradition and our lineage, the method for giving rise to the realization of Mahamudra is through the blessings of the Guru. And the way to access the blessings of the Guru is through the qualities or generation of faith and devotion. And so whoever sees their teacher, their Guru, as the Buddha, will receive the blessings. So when that pure view is there, when there is a mind of genuine faith, and one sees the Guru as the Buddha, then the blessings just naturally enter. They're naturally received. And so really seeing your own root Guru as the Buddha in person. As Lord Jigten Sumgon himself said, day and night, throughout the 6 sessions of the day and night, I was never separate in my mind. I was never parted from my Guru Padmadrupa. And so in this way, by really deeply cultivating the qualities of faith and devotion, there is profound benefit. This is really what leads to, it's the source of realization. It becomes the method for realizing Mahamudra. And so, as Lord Jigten Sumgon says in his, Vajra song, which expresses the verses on the fivefold, the practices, the fivefold, the practices of the fivefold path of Mahamudra, in relation to the Guru Yoga or devotion to the Guru. He says, if the sun of devotion does not shine upon the snow mountain of the Guru's four kayas, then the stream of blessings cannot flow. Therefore, really dedicate yourself to generating this pure mind of faith and devotion. And so in that way, it really, if there isn't the mind of faith and devotion there, then this is likened to the rays of the sun, which have the warmth to melt the snow of the Guru's four kayas. And then with the warmth of that mind of devotion, then the blessings can flow and they can enter into your mind stream. And so therefore, one should make effort in generating these sublime mind states. And so then the next section of the preliminary is this meditation on the recitation of the 100-syllable mantra. And so this is a really supreme way to purify the defilements or to purify the obscurations. And so without to reach the state of awakening, to become a Buddha, this requires the purification, that we purify the obscurations. And so no matter who it is, any being who is born into samsara has all of these collected obscurations and defilements. And so among all of the methods for purification, the practice of Vajrasattva is said to be the most supreme or the most effective for purifying the obscurations.
Dorjee simbe guru tamchi chepar tuke june duci jun chon sha epen temo lang chong na marpham ne nga yi som dige tamse nyamcha tamchi kando na po number cherpu ne shun chong sapa mi be duci hama ala nga do yige jaba duci chong na troji so na jela dorjee simba rani la tem tenne dorjee simbe kusong tong da rang nga yi som yenmi jeba sam nyambar sha je go wa chas otma lo ya cha sa.
So then just reading through this section, it says, you are in your ordinary form with a lotus and moon disc on your crown. On the moon disc stands the syllable hum, which transforms into Vajrasattva, white with one face and two hands. His right hand holds a Vajra at his heart, and his left hand holds a bell at his waist. Adorned with jewel ornaments, he sits with his right leg extended and his left leg bent. Thus meditate. At Vajrasattva's heart on a moon disc is the syllable hum, encircled clockwise by the 100-syllable mantra. As the rays of light emanate from the circling mantra, streams of the elixir of the primordial awareness flow from the hearts of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions and dissolve into Vajrasattva's crown. Then from every part of Vajrasattva's body, particularly from the hum syllable at his heart, elixir falls in a stream that flows from his big right toe, entering your body through your Brahma aperture and expelling in black forms all non-virtuous deeds and defilements of your body, speech, and mind, and transgressions of all samayas. Imagine that your body is filled with the stainless elixir, and say the 100-syllable mantra as much as you can. At the conclusion, when you make offerings and Vajrasattva dissolves into you, your body, speech, and mind merge inseparably with Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind. Thus, imagine and set your mind evenly in equipoise, and then do the dedications. And so when we practice Vajrasattva in this way, we think that the essence is our root guru and the aspect is Vajrasattva. So he's appearing in the form of Vajrasattva, but in essence, he is our root guru. And as we visualize the stream of nectar descending and entering into us through our crown, we can really think that all of our defilements and obscurations are thoroughly purified. And then when we are ready to close the session or to finish, then we think that our body has become completely clean and clear like a hollow crystal, and we are just filled to the brim with this radiant primordial wisdom nectar. And then we can think that Vajrasattva says to us, oh, all of your obscurations and defilements are now cleansed, are now purified, or cleared away, and that Vajrasattva is really pleased or really delighted with this, and then he dissolves into light and then dissolves into us, and then thinking, that we have merged indivisibly with Vajrasattva, we can meditate, for a time, having merged with his blessings.
Then number swinging the tops and that's it. That's some berjong or the quarters on Joba Jaya. What's the number swinging the tops? What the Tiji? What in a Nimbo going to job tops? What Nimbo going to job tops and a caress and that you can't don't show. The Queen gave out Yare. Malaria, the quiet doesn't give out and Tara is on. The quiet doesn't give out and Tara is on. 我的呢，在这里一讲多呢，我在其他的，这年不公司就不多不起，我在东北多不起，他是偏见也群他那个就是没地咱们呢，说他们家个亲戚做了话讲每个他那没地像他们家从小米那个事情，但是亲戚他没地咱们在他们家生活的是，我在哪里，我在济南的呢，多不些长度了，我多不些长那真的对块开的呢。没大多群有嘛嘞，让我多批长的嘞，你们来听呢
？And so it is said that, if we do this meditation on Vajrasattva and recite the 100-syllable mantra, that there's no negativity that can't be purified. And in fact, it is advised that each day, if we, if one meditates or practices, does 21 recitations of the 100-syllable mantra at the end of each day at night before going to bed, that all of the faults or the defilements or negativities that have been accumulated throughout that day become purified. So the main thing is to, when we practice Vajrasattva, to do so together with the 4 powers. So first there is the power of support. So in this case of practicing Vajrasattva, the support is Vajrasattva himself. That becomes like the source of reliance, the support. And then secondly, there is the power of regret. So this regret is sort of symbolized by the nectar, the descending nectar in the visualization. But together with, as we visualize the nectar entering into us and descending, then we also have a mind of regret or remorse in terms of whatever negativities or obscurations that have been accumulated. And then third is the power of the antidote. So the power of the antidote is the recitation of the 100-syllable mantra. And it's essentially the practice of virtue. The virtue that is being applied is the antidote. And so as Milarepa has said, the way to purify negativity through confession is in reflecting upon or practicing virtue. So it is through virtue that purification occurs. And then the 4th power is the power of resolve. So this means, the commitment, the resolve not to repeat the negativities, not to continue creating these non-virtues or obscurations. And so as Rakha Abse has said, to have a resolve that is so intense that even at the cost of your life, you wouldn't, you're determined not to repeat the negativity. So in this way, we want to have all of the 4 powers present. And when all of the 4 powers are present, it is said that there, especially in the practice of this recitation of the 100-syllable mantra, there's no negativity that can't be purified.
Thế nên thằng anh đang nói, chỉ đang thì muốn rồi thì cái cái chuyện bao nhiêu rồi, chỉ cần rồi, hiện tại mới ra bài yang để sao rồi, và ta hiện tại thì sắp mà chỉ cũng sắp chỉ số cái gì nữa, bên không bao giờ giảm nữa, mình都cái chuyện bao nhiêu rồi, và mình都tiến步mình không bao giờ要不让土嘛来是老的，就当当因为那火是说không bao giờ giảm rồi, ta听他好嘛，说让không bao giờ mình都过去没，
Dễ bữa
phố là nhưng mà thằng bố mình đồ sẽ đồ chế dậy, và thì còn tới đến không bao giờ số cái đó sao thì mình đồ chế, mang đồ tiền bố mình không bao giờ số sao thì要不让土嘛吧，và thì làm sao他听到那说家当咱们的数据才行，mình đồ有就嘛吧，啥thì其他好什么吧，và thì你我别听到啥个嘞，我听到我这开心不嘞，那个说咱们他们去在忙进着我查的有嘞是，我听我都是说我听到。我都是开心不的是，他在我做工钱哪有啊？他们咱弄蛋白上没加是，我这边咱弄蛋白做上节这个嘛的是。
的面呢？是的工钱哪个？
哦，工钱哪的有了？他们咱弄蛋白上没加是，我在我这的讲究什么做面呢？咱弄蛋白上节这个嘛的是，我从我听的，
我这当讲什么呢？
我这做面呢？
你上节干嘛的？
我这做个嘛的是。 ở trong lòng bị sang chỉ thu mà đấy, ở trong ra tiền đi, ở trong số tiền ngôn rồi thìตั้งใจtrong người, mà nó chỉ là cái钱不能让出这么要不当的，我这今年就什么的，得说要不借嘛，他那那用嘛了吧，我这这前年就是给钱不在家的个人，我想说钱不中，我这个那些给的。来面前好修下的，都是身边工作的这样，就上面开钱不下的个，真的。我都是说，要我说有钱呢，你们俩是说，开始现在你们俩就拉不就要的，真的说，偏掏钱不用的是。
So, and in conclusion, these mundro or preliminary practices are so important. So, as Lord Jigten Sumgon says, what others consider to be less profound here, or in other words, I consider to be the most profound. So it is like the foundation, the very foundation or cornerstone of a house or a building. So in Tibet, they always began building a house, with what's called the mingdo, or like the kind of like the main. It's literally like the name stone. So maybe this would be like the cornerstone. These days, he said, who knows? He doesn't know how buildings or houses are built, probably maybe without this cornerstone. But they have these other methods with like metal or what have you. But in any case, the meaning being that the foundation has to be really strong in order to have like a successfully built building or house. And so really the practice of Mundro is the same. In order for one's practice to progress in the right way, to really be successful, there has to be the foundation of the solid foundation of Mundro, or the preliminaries. Likewise, it says in the Gongchik that if one doesn't have the foundation of the preliminaries in bodhicitta, there's no way to reach the state, attain the state of Buddhahood. That Buddhahood is contingent upon these preliminary kind of foundational cultivated factors. And so it's very important. If we don't have this, then how do we give rise to renunciation? So to reflect, as it says here, on the preliminaries, the four thoughts that kind of really exemplified by the reflection upon death and impermanence, and to connect with the blessings of the Guru through the mind of faith and devotion, and to purify obscurations through the practice of Vajrasattva. These are all so important as kind of the preliminaries to our practice. And if these preliminaries are practiced well, then it will really ensure that our path of practice unfolds accordingly, and it will be of great benefit.
Và mình sẽ được lợi lạc lớn.
Thế nên tham gia sang年mà mình đi thì thế này hiện nay chỉ mang đồ, thế nên ta thế nên tham gia thế nên chưa bao giờ có chuyện gì mà rồi.
So here we can close here for this evening, and then tomorrow he'll finish this section by going through the section on the practice of mandala. And
tối nay thì chúng ta có thể kết thúc buổi
accomplishment mandala, the offering mandala, and then we'll just continue with the text, or beginning with calm abiding. And now we can have a little bit of time for question and answer. So there were already a couple of questions that have come in. So we can begin with these questions. So the first one is, the question is...
Virginia. Sorry, Abulama want to say something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Before beginning teaching, Drupon was teaching, I want to say something. But something
Abolama là chủ trì của thư viện Drikung đang muốn nói vài lời.
Anyway,
Thì Lama bảo Lama rất là cáo lỗi vì Lama định là sẽ phát biểu vài lời vào lúc khai mạc, nhưng mà Lama không kết nối được điện thoại nên giờ Lama mới vào được. Lama muốn gửi lời cảm ơn đến Drupon Rinchen Dorjee vì đã ban giáo lý cho tất cả mọi người, và cũng gửi lời cảm ơn đến tất cả quý vị đã đến đây để mà cùng nhận giáo lý với Drupon Rinchen Dorjee. Nguyện cho quý vị được vui thích đối với sự lắng nghe giáo pháp này. Nguyện cho tất cả quý vị đều được gia lực, được hạnh phúc. Cảm ơn tất cả quý vị, cảm ơn quý vị rất nhiều.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay, so we can continue with the
Bây giờ chúng ta quay lại với phần hỏi đó.
So the first question is to clarify the section of Tumo and the Chakrasamvara practice. How to practice it? What are signs of success and which three syllables burn in the initial part of the visualization? Should one focus on the central channel or also two side channels? And in general, how to practice it?
Và hỏi về khi mà đốt các chủng tử thì các chủng tử nào bị đốt. Và cũng hỏi về cái việc là khi thực hành Tumo này thì nên chú tâm vào mỗi cái trung mạch thôi, hay là cũng chú tâm vào hai cái tả hữu mạch, tức là hai mặt trái phải nữa. Mình đã có gửi ra đại chúng trước đó trong hồi nhập thức Sakasambhara.
Mikva gandhi chiku gare so de sa uma gom gogorebe yangna de pana jangma dang roma yang yapo gom gogorebe chitang nyamne chitang gandre.
Ta thế ta chỉ tang ngang số thế này做吃吧，他你讲吃吧，当然要问到是吧？这期真他的就当他的怎么说的，伢们去的的多么个么样的，就当在做我们去唱过去，在做我们去呢，他呢系列下面把呢，他呢一个从不是菜，呢一个从不菜，是对方说是一个从说呢，他呢要多么的要没自己想法是的，马的这一个从的菜，这里他们搞什么，他们一个从不是说，或者说是对的呢，但你们呢是多么明白是的，这个呢你们去过样的真多上，或者人都上上。
So first, he just wanted to say it would be best to kind of limit the questions to the topic that is being discussed presently or this evening. But in terms of your question here, so when during this section of Tumo, when practicing Chakrasamvara, you are visualizing the three channels, and then at the point below the navel is the ash shape. And the flame, and then you have the three syllables in the three places, and you have the white hung, inverted hung at the crown, and so the flame below the navel blazes and burns away the three syllables, and then the hung drips, the white hung drips, and then this then restores the three syllables that have been burnt away, and then causing the flame of Tumo to burn brighter. And so in this way, this is kind of briefly how to practice in this section. So then the second question is, I am a disciple of the Chakrasamvara initiation by Rinpoche in September 2021, and I remember that the organizer was Drikung Seattle. Rinpoche instructed Samaya that the Samaya is 100,000 times mantra accumulation. When I want to take this deity as daily practice, I found that there are 8 types of mantra in the text, including the deity's father and mother, the Buddha's, including the deity's father and mother mantra. the Buddha's father and mother near essence mantra and the four Dakini mantra. I want to know if there is a clear requirement for the number of mantras to be recited for above 8 mantras, since there's no such requirement in the simple text of the 5 deities given by Rinpoche. For the sake of rigor, I just came across your Dharma message about the Drupan's teaching, so I would like to take this opportunity to ask you about it. Dini Hagawa Gupa lo Nitong Nishutsache Rinpoche, Dini Rinpoche Su Sumpayana Pache Garchin Rinpoche Yena Dini de Dimcho Ge Wang Kuryorwa Dini de Rinpoche Ge de Damsek de Boomche de nga boomche saya ki damsek yore sum yore yeni yang di khatla dini kong de gyundu demcho nyamlin chego samne dini de choga druptap tadu dini yang nune de nga tam je tamba yore dini pena yav dang yum ke nga ni yore dini yang de pena yav dang yum de nyen ginga yorewa dini yang de kandoji ginga yang yore dini de nga rere la de jepa ditso la de pena rere la mixagi danka saya yorebe gayan sana dina de dupe dor dupe ge la nga ge choga de la nga rere ge damsek pacherio samare yene yang dina de gatse sa go na so relation to
China to Singazaya, that bomb Sana, Yav Nim by the Nyan bomb Zagoris. Tene Tada in Kandro Shida, Yom to look to Sana degrees.
Kandroji boom
Yom Nibani run Nimbo Nyani, Kandro Shi or what is of Terere.
So yaki the so dang meaning the boom rede. The boom ji go use.
Bomb the bomb share what I want to say in bomb you a lot of
Ale okay, yeah. So then, so generally speaking, then in this case, you would do 100,000 for the like main father mantra, and then you would also do 100,000 for the near essence mantra, and then with the Yum mantra, the mother mantra, and the near essence mantra, and the 4 dakinis. You would do 10,000 for each of those. Dini di konta di yab dini di yab yuna dini bumni yorwa ribe bumche dini yang yeah okay last one so is that clear? So I think this was all I had as far as what was sent to me for the questions. Is there anything else?
That's right.
Are there any other questions?
Yes, there are some from inside the temple.
Okay.
My question is, how does co-emergent Mahamudra relate to 5-part Mahamudra? I'm wondering, especially because they're both from Jigten Sumgon. And is this just an expounded part of part 4 of the 5 parts?
Dene di linchik chejor dang chaching ngadin gidrawa penadina de Drawa gandre yemba samlo tangyore lakwa tu de Jigten Sumgon nika Jigten Sumgon ne yongwarawa yang de linchik chejor pena de chaching ngadin ke pena de detsin jipa chaja chimbo rang rebe pena linchik chejor ne denda
thế chứ không là thì khởi sản năng thì thế hiện giờ giờ thế chứ không cái chuyện xong mà là rồi rồi thì cho cho sen hiện giờ chỉ mà là phải còn là rồi và thế thì做thì cho sen cái điện sẽ thế chứ không là吧他说嘛有的有的人几百些大有嘛做他做东西泡沫出来几天总共了thì cho nó chung ngập bồn chế mà chú cho nó dùng nhắm lên chỉ chung ngập bồn sử dụng rồi chung ngập rồi thế chỉ được thế nên chỉ cần dùng thế nhắm lên要不chỉ còn là nhắm nhung要不接我thế nên thế chỉ được thế nên但chỉ cần dùng thế đó là mà就是chế呢叫成个点把切片中插有的这边就他们那里边讲了有的生天南了凝结公司生天南凝结公司大家们抢手成功样子的让你突击情报公司的让你突击情报公司的也当公司的反正就我这边拉马公司我这就我这边拉马公司拉马去东半年的有人认识我这东半年的有人认识的有人公司我这小在情报公司去我等那接了我话就也 top 我这接了我话就也 top 我话其实我这种我们那里我这种接了我话就也 top 我接了我话就也 top 我等于我听有的人，他去干部吧，他这里嘛泡沫出来，他泡沫出来做问题跟什么，个体人物钱的，但穷啊我呢，要不你们其实就那穷啊我呢，上马计划这嘛就是，我是这种的，我这样的，这几个种，但小生啊点什么啊，你你们去好了，我人都说。
对，干部不泡沫出来了，送有的。
几天泡沫出来，几天种差不多。
公他。
我等穷啊我车嘛去，就那干部讲了，有的是干部里嘛泡沫出来，这个几排其他有嘛干部吧的。我这就这泡沫出来个，这呢几天种，他穷啊我车嘛去是，我这种有的，这就那你们穷啊我气死我，我这就那电脑动画你唱的有的，多说，其他他这就当是强求性的，一当他公庙自己。那多错强求性的，我话这种多错起，你哪错了？
强性当我。
我错了，一旦过下去，我今天错了，一旦过下去，昨天过了，但那么过去的，敲在情报的过下去，接着呢，我前期的前面有了昨天，我前期的那么过去过下去，前面昨天这是敲在情报过下，我的接着，动画呢接着长马长的人们。其他这点几件种，做我切片种几件种，但这些公开种票的19忙起来，他确实我点听见人其他这老做下游的，我听的，这里，就当确实人家就真的也没来的别跟我，听的确实人家就我的有的，这个就干嘛上嘛的有的。这当时没俺做现在是呢，但这当敲在情报做坏情报等着我的，机关着我的，但这当时呢是小块操作让着的，当晚肯定有了才就有的，我当晚肯定有了，这敲三天解决那些啥呢？这哪一点？肯定有了，
肯定
有了是有完了，养怕些，肯定是掐了哇。我的有了现在有的，我这样的，我的了，但是当做我敲三天解决写下头是，我的人工工具这种的，我这样的，我的那小组是基本上的我的。
And that the karate shabkaraki the depth share.
Cutting your laps.
Oh yeah, the flight of the Garuda, you said it. Okay. So yini yang de chowo pena linchik chejor dang chitang de pena chaja chimbo de chakching ngading kala gombe ki chibada or you said wa.
나 치바 그래요선 처선 나한테 나 샤디 생각이 있어 친구 소원다 동요 로자 친구 동요 로샤 이제 저 강 뒤가 나서 예와 세디 좀 지요 말와
So he said that, so as far as the co-emergent unification, this is very widespread, like in the kind of teaching on Mahamudra. It's also, you know, in one of the songs of Milarepa, sort of this way of explaining Mahamudra. And same with the fivefold path of Mahamudra. This is also, for instance, Milarepa also taught the fivefold path of Mahamudra, but not explicitly in the same way that it was really established by, say, Lord Jigten Sumgon. So Mahamudra told his disciples and Lord Jigten Sumgon in particular never to part from the four dharmas, being the fivefold path of Mahamudra, or the five dharmas, being the fivefold path of Mahamudra. And so Lord Jigten Sumgon, then practicing that well, gave rise to experience and realization. And then when he asked, Mahamudra asked his disciples, you know, what understanding, there was a teaching that was given, and he asked, you know, what understanding it was that the disciples came away with. And when, and Lord Jigten Sumgon then in that, at that time, then gave a clear explanation of the fivefold path of Mahamudra. But also Milarepa really taught these five stages of the fivefold path of Mahamudra. Also, and for instance, in one song he explains, you know, that he says, first one should meditate with compassion, love and compassion for all sentient beings. And then one should arise, you know, one's body in the form of the great compassionate one. So first one should meditate on love and compassion for all sentient beings as the first of the fivefold path of Mahamudra, love, compassion, and bodhicitta. And then one should arise, one's form as the great compassionate one is the Yidam deity. And then he says one should meditate, you know, with one's guru at the crown, above the crown of one's head. So then that becomes the four-kaya guru yoga. And then he says one should meditate, following that, one should meditate for a long time on the meaning of emptiness. And so then that corresponds with the Mahamudra. And then finally, or in conclusion, one should seal with the perfect dedication. And so then that becomes the fifth of the fivefold path, which is the practice of dedication. And likewise, Gampopa also taught the fivefold path of Mahamudra, but in a similar way, like not explicitly. But then it was Mahasidha who really said to Lord Jigten Sumgon, you know, you should never separate from the practice of these five dharmas. And then it was Lord Jigten Sumgon who really established it as, you know, like this progressive path of practice. But the fivefold path of Mahamudra, it really contains the entirety of what is all that is taught within the sutras and tantras. So first, the practice of both bodhicitta, love and compassion, and bodhicitta, and dedication fall into the category of sutra. And then the practice of the Yidam deity and the four-kaya guru yoga and Mahamudra fall into the category of tantra. And so the practice of the Yidam deity is the generation stage with characteristics, and the practice of the four-kaya guru yoga and Mahamudra becomes the completion stage. So, and then the four-kaya guru yoga and Mahamudra become the completion stage. So the four-kaya guru yoga is the completion stage with characteristics, and the practice of Mahamudra is the completion stage without characteristics. And the Yidam deity is the generation stage. So in this way, you know, just as Lord Jigten Sumgon says, you know, throughout his teachings, you know, the Zapchu teaching, teachings, he stresses the importance of these practices of the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra, kind of as the embodiment of the entire path of Sutra and Tantra. And really, Mahamudra and Dzogchen are like one and the same. So there's really not much difference in meaning there. They are really the same view. So much of what is found, for instance, in Chhatkar's teaching of the flight of the Garuda, his teaching on Dzogchen, really embodies the essence of Mahamudra. And Jamgon Kunpo,
bao gồm chọn đủ tinh túy của đại thừa huấn.
And in fact, Jamgon Kundro has said that the teachings of the co-emergent unification of Mahamudra are really like expressed, or that which is kind of the basis or the so gari the tawa cutting jire or okay, so the kind of foundation for the teachings of the flight of the Garuda are the co-emergent unification of Mahamudra, and so really there isn't any real difference there, and as to your question is like whether how it relates, the co-emergent unification with the Mahamudra and the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. It's really just that the five that are expressed as the kind of five practices that go in tandem with, or that are practiced together with Mahamudra and the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra, vary somewhat in comparison to what the other kind of supporting elements are in terms of how they are laid out in the co-emergent unification.
Bổ trợ trong Bản Lai Bất Nhị Đại Thừa Huấn, có nghĩa là 4 phần còn lại của Đại Thừa Huấn là bổ trợ cho Bản Lai Bất Nhị Đại Thừa Huấn.
The Kudring Jepa đấy vậy.
Tiga nang yi ke tata shamar kunhen shiwa ti ke der shala yore. Tene
Shamar Kudring gare.
Kunhen shiwa injire kuja. Te chi. Tene karma ga ju na babu zulang chuma che je yore. Kong ke ang chasen ga de der shala.
Su.
Babu zulang chuma la gre.
Babu
zulang chuma ze kan de. Zulang chuma. Ti ke chasen ga de der yidam jenen che ja shala. Tendu yore. Yidam jenen che chi shala. Tendu yore. Tega na yi ke this de kunhen ka she ke yore. Tene tada ti Drupa ga ju ke dan Drupa ko kunchen pe ma kar bo chi. Tiga na yi ke dan
Drupa pe ma kar bo.
Drupa pe ma kar bo chi. Tiga na yi Drupa ga ju lama mambo han ti chaten ga de der shala yore. Mena ga ju shin ba de so ke chaten ga de der shala yore da so. Nyamlen chi ya so dan de gong ga ju chi de ba. The Gama Gaju to Mambo de Jikan Sumgon, Water Shishane, Jerry.
Gongda Gemati.
But the Gama Gaju and Draba Manche, that did on Draba Gaju to Draba Manche, then you can some Chelsea again, stopping Guardia Urua. Or Terra Shishane, Jerry, yes.
So it isn't just the Drikung Kagyu who have really emphasized or kind of elaborated upon the importance of the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. There are actually many throughout the various Kagyu traditions who have emphasized the importance of the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. So, for instance, the 8th Karmapa Mikyu Dorjee wrote an extensive commentary on the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. Also, the 4th Shamar Rinpoche wrote also a commentary on the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. Also, there was a master of the Karma Kagyu by the name of Pawo Zula, and he wrote a commentary on the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra with Chenya Zig as the Yiram practice. Also, a couple of the incarnations of like Situ. This Situ Rinpoche also wrote wrote commentaries on the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra, and also a number of masters from the Drukpa Kagyu lineage, like Drukpa Pema Karpo, and also other Drukpa Kagyu masters wrote commentaries on the Fivefold Path of Mahamudra. But it was mainly, so many have written commentaries, but mainly it is a practice that is practiced as sort of the progressive stages of the path in the Drikung Kagyu lineage. Many who have written commentaries in other lineages or other Kagyu lineages have mainly also used as the basis Lord Jigten Sumgon's song, famous song on the Fivefold Path of
Mahamudra. Please check your WhatsApp. They have one question.
Okay.
Also, Vietnamese translator, please check your Zoom chat. They have a Vietnamese question. Can you translate it to English, please? Thank you.
Okay, so I have the first question here from the WhatsApp is, if I feel content and compassion, I feel the world is very pleasant and nice. How should I unite that feeling with renunciation?
Khi mà con phát tâm từ bi, con phát tâm yêu thương thì con thấy cuộc đời rất đẹp, rất dễ thương, rất đáng yêu, và con cảm thấy mọi thứ rất là đủ đầy. Vậy thì con phát xả ly bằng cách nào? Làm sao để con phát được xả ly trong trường hợp đó?
Ninjung cheyaki chidu dine shinlo chego garawa dine pena jamdang ninji yona sangma yapo yore kibo yore samgyorowa dine yang de ninjung dang rawa chewa ninjung cheya la kande chego sare.
다들의 서와 ngaran so the ninjung mi song the chamni ge stie to mares. Kare sana ngaran so ta thì ran so ta ze hyo se takwa tenban ziger wa ngaran so the takwa tenban zi de tele de ne de chamni ge so this ma chong de bu no hore karsana ran so sha go hore ze chen de ga sha to hyo ma de 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 ninjung mi song zam de cha ro de de那研究是要不在界定那真的ran la de yuring bu takwa jia mi ze chen ba zo nian yi ten na yi de something go在chamni ge so ya je so ya pen ge le sam to ba 我真的强理解的，要不我们咱们能充满对我有的，你像中国推进配的，他在加油是光切当中有啊，推进配的他在哪加油的是，可是呢，这他在加油的是他在上，所以说，可是呢，咱们呢，第二步呢，我在求进吧，强理解进吧，强理解强求下面有的，第二步在咱们呢，充满给我就强解呢，这跟咱们呢充满得起点的，别人嘛搞话做点事，推那应用个的是。 中国的我听那样做的，其他中国那强理解的，别开钱包的这样呢，咱们呢这些用个话是，你那他这样做，在这个，他这有话他那样做，当时写着在让错在先错，在你从这点呢，我这说大话点把修从的话，这对的，这是研究怎么蛮其实也是。
So his response to this was that actually without renunciation, it's impossible to have real love and compassion arising in the mind stream. And the reason for this is because without renunciation, we just have this strong kind of self-centered attitude, the strong self-grasping, and also the clinging to things as true and permanent. So we think, of ourselves as truly existent and kind of like real and permanent. And likewise, with the concept of self, there's a strong concept of others. There's this sort of fixation to true existence, and with that, strong attachment and aversion based on the duality of self and others, and mainly, just fueled by the self-cherishing attitude. So first, with the mind of renunciation, this starts to kind of break through that strong fixation. And then as we place less importance on ourselves, or the self-grasping starts to loosen up a bit or become to diminish, then we start to regard the welfare of others as being more important than, for instance, our own well-being. And so then based on that, then there can really start to develop the mind of love and compassion. And as you, with regard to what you said about, when love and compassion is in the mind, then the world becomes a beautiful place, essentially, something like that. And so Lord Jigten Sumgon says in the Pongchik that the increasing and decreasing, that occurs, kind of cosmologically speaking, in relation to time, sort of in relation to the like increase period of a kalpa or the decrease period of a kalpa. He said that increase and decrease happens like now in this moment, and that it isn't dependent upon like the external progression of time, but that it actually is dependent upon like the love and compassion of sentient beings, or the virtue essentially of sentient beings. So for instance, if there is a king who has great love and compassion, and then all of the entire kingdom is affected by that, and the beings there start to practice the 10 virtues, then all of the merit and virtue collectively increase, and then the experience becomes one of like an increasing period in time, or an increase period of a kalpa, and so therefore the degenerate age can actually be counteracted through the increasing of merit, through the increase of virtue, the collective increase of virtue. And so mainly, again, coming back to the role of renunciation here, renunciation then diminishes this like grasping to concepts of true existence and subject-object fixation, and the self-cherishing attitude, and that really creates the capacity for love and compassion to develop, which then further diminishes the mind of self-grasping.
Phát triển tâm đại bi và giảm cái chấp ngã của mình.
So is there another question? So actually, if there isn't, then we've also come to the end of our time for the session.
Hello, On.
Hi. Hello.
This is a
Vietnamese
question. You hear me?
In the 7 supplications to Tara, it says it's difficult to understand our own mind as Buddha's mind. Seeing nature mind, but not familiarizing with it through practice, we are lost in unwholesome worldly activities. How does one know they've seen nature mind, and how does one familiarize it with it through practice?
Mare di penarang simgi ngo di thongwa yena mena ganre hako gere teni garsi thongwa yena yang di gombar cheba ganre cheju yore tenda di kin di
ale te tone gombar cheba chawa ngi yuwas yong chebe ham ja se ro mare
Dampo de ko de 톡바이나 메나 간데 하고야요레 yang 니바디 yang 체야 데 경야기 지두 간데 지고 그래.
어다데 도바 이미 소소 냠냐 치고레스 냠냐 치용도 도바 이미 소소소 도 그레스 현지 주민 현지 제스 현지 조투고 말레스 현지 제바 현지 주민 현지 제스 라나 냠냐 치네 라나 다셈네로 드루진도 잠네 소소소 냠스뇽네 또 오나 세다 하고 그레스 소소 어디 현지 주민 현지 제 강투양 민히 세람도 어디 소소테데 어제做的说냠용 지에 다 냠 뭐 되게 만만하래 소소 어제 생각내로 단들이 사례에 잠을 냠야지 어제 스토어 거 효레스다 어제 또 사두트네 다들 된도 야도 CD 소나데 저데 이나다데 보면한테 다고 존주치 검자고 그러면 언제 지라고 맞았는데 디 나네 특히 시지 말아 어쨌든 존주치도 검자고 그래서
So whether or not one has realized the true nature of one's own mind can really only be determined, through one's own practice. So it isn't something that somebody can kind of determine for you or can even really explain to you. So as it said, this co-emergent nature, true nature of awareness, can't really be completely or accurately described by someone else. And there isn't like no one can say, oh, this is exactly, here it is, here's the nature of mind. It is something that has to be realized individually for oneself. And it isn't something that can be kind of like identified to abide in any specific way or place or location. But through experience, through practice, when one comes to kind of understand this, and there's an experience that is definitively different from what one has known as awareness prior to this, then there can be, this is the true nature of awareness, this is the true nature of mind, this must be it, and then that identification becomes more and more confident over time, and then once it is realized, it is then one has a basis for habituating it, and the way to habituate it is through dedication, through diligence. But if it hasn't been recognized, if it isn't realized, then there isn't any way to habituate it. So first it has to be realized, and then once it is realized, then that recognition has to be habituated through diligence, through dedication.
That's it. I think now okay.
Okay.
So today our the teaching just stop here. So tomorrow will be continued. Right now, let's do dedicate.
Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow start at 8 o'clock.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle time.
Hôm nay chúng ta kết thúc sớm buổi giáo lý, bây giờ chúng ta
Okay, page 11.
Yeah, okay.
By this merit, may I attain omniscience, having defeated the enemy, my wrongdoings, may I liberate all beings who are tossed in the ocean of samsara, the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. Whatever virtues sentient beings possess, whatever good they have done, will do, or are doing now, whatever goodness there may be, may it permeate all beings everywhere.
Nguyện cho tất cả thiện hạnh
By
trên
the
đời thấm
virtue
nhập tất cả chúng
accumulated
sinh,
throughout the three
nương vào
times
công
by
đức tích lũy
others and
trong 3
myself,
thời của tất cả
may
chư
all
vị trong
beings
luân hồi
fulfilling
lẫn niết
reaches of
bàn.
space enter
Nguyện
the
tất cả chúng
gateway
sinh
of the onyx path.
bước
May
vào
they
cánh cổng
attain the
của con
Vajra
đường thù
holder's
thắng.
ground.
Nguyện cho tất
By
cả chúng
all the
sinh đạt
virtue
được quả
actually
vị,
performed and mentally
kim cang trì.
created by myself and all sentient
Nguyện
beings
cho
of the
tất
three
cả
times,
công đức của
may
con
all
và tất
beings
cả
of the
quý vị
six
trong
realms
3 thời
attain the
luân
five
hồi và niết
kayas,
bàn.
realize the
Nguyện cho hết
primordial
thảy sáu
wisdom
nẻo
for the
chúng sinh
Buddhas
thành
and the
tựu được tam thân
Dharmadhatu mandala
và
of the
nhận ra
awakened
được
mind.
bản lai giác trí nơi
Glorious
mệnh
root
đà la
guru,
sơn nguyên,
precious one who
ngôi
sits
đức
upon a
bổn
lotus
sư
at
uy
my
đức.
heart, Hold
Ngài
me
ngự
with
nơi tim,
kindness and
Ngài
grant me
ngự nơi
all
đài sen tại
accomplishments
tim
of
con.
enlightened body,
Xin gia
speech,
hộ
and
cho
mind.
con để con thành tựu được tất
I
cả
pray
phẩm hạnh
for
giác
the
ngộ.
excellent health of the Guru. I
Con
pray
nguyện
that
cầu
he
cho đạo
lives
sư
a
can
supremely
kiệt.
long life.
Con nguyện
I
cầu cho
pray that
đạo
his
sư an khang,
activities
nguyện
spread
cầu cho
far
đạo
and
sư
wide.
sống đời trường
Grant
thọ.
blessings that I
Nguyện
may
cầu cho
not
những
be
công hạnh
separate
của
from
Thầy
my
được trải
Guru.
rộng vô tận. Nguyện
Buddha's
cho con không bao
teachings, the
giờ
only
xa rời
source
khỏi
of
Thầy.
benefit and happiness, endure long,
Phật
and
Pháp là
may
linh
the
dược
victory
duy nhất mang
banner of
đến an lạc và
longevity be
thoát khỏi đau
steadfast
khổ. Nguyện
to
cho Phật
uphold
Pháp
the
thường trường
teachings.
tồn.
May the sound of the great Dharma drum liberate all
Nguyện cho
sentient
tiếng
beings
trống
from
Pháp giải
suffering.
thoát tất cả chúng
Please
sinh khỏi
remain and teach
đau
the
khổ.
Dharma for infinite
Nguyện Đức Đạo
millions
Sư
of
thường
kalpas.
trụ trong vô lượng
By
kiếp
the might
để
of this
giảng dạy
powerful
giáo Pháp.
merit, may the
Năng
aspirations
lực
of the
của công đức rộng
benefactors
lớn
and
này.
their circles be
Nguyện
accomplished
cho
within this very
nguyện
life.
của chư vị
May
thí
their
chủ
obstacles be
và hội
pacified.
chúng được
May
viên thành.
everything be
Nguyện tất cả
auspicious.
chướng ngại được
May
thanh
their
tịnh.
wishes be
Nguyện hết thảy
fulfilled
vạn sự được
according to
cát
the
tường.
Dharma.
Nguyện hết thảy mọi mong
Just
nguyện
as the
đều được
hero
như ý đúng theo
Manjushri
giáo Pháp.
realized things as they
Như
are,
Đức Đại Dũng
and
Sĩ Văn
as
Thù
did
đã chứng ngộ
Samantabhadra
thực tướng,
too,
và
I
cũng
will
như Đức
follow
Phổ
in their
Hiền.
path and perfectly
Con xin
dedicate
hồi hướng
all
tất
these
cả thiện hạnh
virtues.
này y như các chư
As
vị đã
all
hồi
such
hướng.
dedications have been praised as supreme by the
Như chư
victorious
Phật đã
ones
vô
of the
cùng
three
tán thán,
times,
lời hồi
I
hướng
fully
này được coi
dedicate
là
all
tối
my
thắng.
roots of
Con
virtue
nay
to
hồi hướng tất
excellent
cả các
conduct.
thiện căn để được
By the
thành tựu
blessing of
hạnh
the
nguyện phổ
Buddhas who
hiền.
attain the three kayas,
Nương vào
by
năng
the
lực của
blessing of the
Đức Phật
truth
đã
of the
thành tựu tam
unchanging
thân,
nature of
nương vào năng
reality,
lực của chân
by
lý
the
thường trụ
blessing
bất
of the
biến,
undivided
nương vào hùng
Sangha,
lực của tăng đoàn thống
may
nhất.
my prayers be fulfilled
Nguyện cho
according
những
to
lời
this dedication.
nguyện
By
này
the
được viên
virtues
thành như con đã
accumulated
hồi
in the
hướng,
three times
nương
by
vào công đức
myself
của
and
con
all
cùng tất cả
beings
quý
in
vị trong
samsara
luân
and
hồi lẫn
nirvana.
niết bàn suốt
By
ba
the
thời,
root of
nương
virtue,
vào thiện
may
căn
I
vô
and all
sản.
sentient beings
Nguyện
quickly
con và
attain
tất cả chúng sinh nhanh
unsurpassed,
chóng đạt
perfect,
được quả
complete,
vị vô thượng,
precious
đẳng
awakening.
chánh giác.
Patradara, Tilopa, Naropa,
Kim
Marpa,
Cang Trì Tilopa,
Milarepa, Grama
Naropa,
Lord
Maba,
Gampopa,
Milarepa, Pháp
Pangmojupa,
Vương
and
Gap,
Lord
Pháp Vương
Drikupa.
Gamboba, Pháp
May
Mô
the
Trúc Ba và Pháp
auspiciousness
Chủ
of all
Jigten
the
Sumgon.
Kagyu Lamas
Nguyện cho
prevail.
sự gia trì các tường của chư đạo sư
Glorious,
ca ngưu
holy,
thường hiển nghiệm.
venerable, precious, kind, root and lineage gurus, divine assembly of yidams, assemblies of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, heroes and heroines, Yogini and her assembly of Dakinis, all of you dwelling in
Bổn
the
sư
10
và chư tổ
directions,
sư
please
dòng
hear
truyền
me.
oai lực linh thiêng
By the
thượng đức
power of
tôn
this
quý
vast
tập
fruit of
hội chư bổn
virtue,
tôn và
may
hải
I
hội Phật
benefit
Bồ
all
Tát,
beings through my
đụng giả
body,
cùng nữ
speech,
dũng
and
giả,
mind.
chư nữ du già
May
sĩ
the
và hội chúng
afflictions of
Dakini, các
attachment,
ngài thường
hatred,
trụ khắp mười
ignorance,
phương
pride,
xin
and
đối tượng con.
jealousy not arise
Bằng
in
đại
my
lực của
mind.
thiện căn rộng lớn này,
May
nguyện con
thoughts
lợi
of
lạc tất
fame,
cả chúng sinh bằng thân
reputation,
khẩu ý.
respect,
Nguyện sự
honor,
nhơ
and
đục của tham
concern
ái,
for this
sân hận,
life
ngu
not
si, ngã
arise
mạn
for
cùng
even
đố
a
kỵ không
moment.
khởi trong tâm
May
con.
my mind stream be moistened by
Nguyện những suy
loving
nghĩ về
kindness,
danh vọng, tiếng tâm,
compassion,
của cải, tước
bodhicitta.
hiệu và bận tâm
May
trường
I
gian không
become
khởi
the
dù một
spiritual
khoảnh khắc.
master with
Nguyện
good
dòng tâm con
qualities
thấm nhuần bởi
equal to
đại
the
từ đại
infinity
bi
of
và bồ đề
space.
tâm. Nhờ như
Gain
thế,
the
nguyện con
supreme
thành một đại
attainment,
đạo sư với
Mahamudra,
phẩm
in
hạnh
this
ngang
very
bằng hư
life.
không giới vô
The
tận.
moment of death,
Nguyện con
may
đạt
I
được
not
thành tựu tối thượng
experience the
của đại
suffering
thụ
of
ứng ngay lúc
being
còn sống.
corruptly severed
Vào
from
thời
this
khắc lìa
life.
đời, nguyện những nỗi
May
đau
I
thống
not
khổ
suffer
không
a
xuất hiện.
terrible death,
Nguyện con không chết với vọng niệm, nguyện
confused
con
by
không
wrong
chết với
view.
tà kiến điên
May I
đảo.
not experience
Nguyện
an
con không
untimely
chết khi
death.
thời,
May
nguyện
I
con
die
chết hoan hỷ
joyfully and
và an lạc
happily
trong
in the
đại tịch
great
của
luminosity
tâm
of the
bạn nhiên
mind
và tánh tỏ
itself
tường rộng
and
khắp
in the
của pháp
crystal
giới.
clarity of
Nguyện
Dharmata.
chậm nhất cũng đạt được
May I
thành
in
tựu
any
thù thắng
case
của đại
gain
thù
the
ứng vào
supreme
lúc chết
attainment
hoặc
of
trong
Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo. Long life prayers.
giờ mình tụng bài nguyện trường thọ.
Right? Kare rabe korbe chinkam se pentan deva alu jome ne jeren siwan dinsi jansu ye japi sente fortu denjuru jeye Cho gundu anya senge ye tenpa zijin berbe dani Guzan Joban Rodon Chelen Jo Roy Jitsu Lama Zurwa Yo Wancho Somje Dani Jigon Ba Denba Zila Daji Tu Jin Tu Tambi Chuji Shisi Nawa Ye Jegu Ujin Choke Shapian Zo Yuna Aryara Deva Shen Donkam Chosu Marji Reksu Chong Jiken Gombu Tuxie Chudin Apanden Garchen Gutse Garjara Didin Sheja Gunze Gunchen Chuje Then did Nila want to Drikung Rinchen Dorjee, Basinti, Varare, Dro to San Gombi, the Jurje. Polo Jurve Jarbu Don Genton Garba Bo Sanje Don Kala Zumba Jere Sela Chanzan de Gewan de nyortu da jeren sewan rujurne androva je jamaluba te salango pasho. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And thank you all the translators. Thank you.
Dạ, trước hết là ban tổ chức gửi lời cảm ơn và cũng xin có một đính chính đối với quý vị trong cái bản thông báo của giờ Việt Nam. Thì bản thông báo ghi thứ Bảy ngày 1 tháng 4, 8 giờ sáng tới 10 giờ và 10 giờ tới 12 giờ 30, có nghĩa là 8 giờ sáng tới 10 giờ sáng là thời đầu tiên và 10 giờ tối tới 12 giờ 30 khuya là thời thứ hai. Nhưng quý vị lưu ý giờ của ngày thứ Bảy nè. 8 giờ sáng tới 10 giờ sáng là mình đã xong thời đầu tiên. Thời thứ hai sẽ là từ 10 giờ tối nay cho tới 12 giờ 30.
No, I wasn't there. I was just there looking at your picture. Oh, yeah. Yeah.